From hijack deals to shock beats to surprise exit, the transfer window at Stamford Bridge is on fire. Chelsea has personally flown into Italy for Kenan Yildiz. As the latest from Fabrizio and Xavi Simon's deal, Chelsea signing Crystal Palace Wonderkid Jesse Derry, Nassr closing in on João Félix, Hato deal is advancing. And what about Raheem Sterling? He's hesitant to move abroad. Nicholas Jackson is also being added to Newcastle striker list as they prepare for a potential change up front. Fulham has made a formal bid for Kenan Dewsbury-Hall. So smash that like, sub if you are new, we're on the road to 3K, let's get into it. It looks like Chelsea are back on the hijack thing. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea has agreed a deal to sign 18-year-old winger Jesse Derry from Crystal Palace, beating 8 European clubs for the England winger. Medical will take place on Friday as the teenage sensation looked set for a move to Germany before Chelsea hijacked the move. Yes, you heard that right. Chelsea Football Club has pulled another youth market scoop, and this time the name is Jesse Derry, a name you are going to want to remember. Just 48 hours ago, Jesse Derry looked all set for a move to Germany. Bayern Munich, RB Leipzig, Stuttgart were all circling. Talks were progressing, a move abroad felt inevitable. But Chelsea has other plans. In classic blue fashion, think of William Mikel Obi, they hijacked the move at the final hour. Chelsea talent ID department moved fast. Personal terms were agreed and now the winger is headed for a medical at Cobham. This wasn't just a smart move, it was a statement. He's English, 18 years old, plays for Crystal Palace, a winger, predominantly left-footed, comfortable on either flank, direct, fearless, explosive in 1v1, known for his tight control, quick acceleration and composed on final ball. Derry has been one of the standout talents in Palace Academy in 2024-2025 season. 19 goals plus for the under-18, multiple assists, known for cutting in and threading the ball into the box. England under-20 and under-19 regular. Featured in the under-19 Euros this summer. Also scored for Palace under-21 against RB Leipzig in the Premier League International Cup. And for context, he's the son of Sean Derry, a former Crystal Palace captain and coach. And football runs in his DNA. And Chelsea weren't alone in the race. The competition, ridiculous. Bayern Munich offered a structured under-23 path. PSG, Juventus, Atletico Madrid all in talks. Premier League rival Aston Villa, Everton, even Manchester City made contact. Celtic and Rangers also scouted him for months. That's 8 top European clubs and Chelsea beat them all to a punch. The difference maker, Chelsea's projects. Let's be honest, Chelsea aren't just stockpiling youth for vibes, they are building a development machine. Under Enzo Maresca, the pathway is clear. Under 21 to first team training, development in Carabao Cup, FA Cup or late Premier League games. And a manager known for nurturing technical, tactical players with calmness on the ball. For Jesse Derry, it's a perfect environment. Add that Chelsea are expanding South Stand, their emphasis on technical profile, and a leadership group that's investing in youth long term. And it's clear, this move is both strategic and ambitious. And now here is the latest on Xavi Simons. According to Fabrizio Romano, from what I'm told, Xavi Simon talks are advancing. We are talking about the highest people in both clubs talking directly. Chelsea owners and Leipzig higher ups. This isn't standard transfer rumor mill chatter. We are talking about ownership level engagement. Todd Bowley and Egbali on one side, RB Leipzig board on the other. All eyes on Xavi Simons. Club to club talks are in advanced stages and heading in a positive direction. Personal term talks with Xavi Simons also reportedly well progressed. Chelsea are seen as clear front runners despite interest from Arsenal and inquiries from Bayern Munich. Leipzig are asking for 70 million euros total package, though there is some flexibility reported. And Simon has made it clear he wants Premier League football, and Chelsea, they are offering the ideal project. Initially, Leipzig purchased him for 50 million euros plus 31 million in add-ons, triggering several resale clauses. Chelsea are eyeing a fee in the range of 60 to 70 million, potentially reduced by creative add-ons or swap deal like Chukwuemeka inclusion. If completed, this transfer is more than just another signing. It symbolizes Chelsea doubling down on elite youth with evolution potential, strategic midfield and architecture built around ball progressors, long-term identity alignment with passers, creativity and tactical intelligence. Imagine pairing Simon with Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo, Pedro, Gittins. It's not just depth, it's dominance. Chelsea appear fully committed. Simon is open to the move and progress is real. The Raheem Sterling storyline dominated the headline this week. With his departure from Chelsea now all but confirmed. According to secret source, Raheem Sterling is hesitant to move abroad despite offer from Nyon FC, Al Hilal, Bayer Leverkusen. Fulham has recently inquired, but interest is yet concrete. Chelsea are open to a sell but want close to 25 million euros to let him go. With Ben Jacobs confirming interest from Fulham. Fulham are considering an approach for Chelsea winger Raheem Sterling. Chelsea prefer a permanent exit, which could require Sterling to reduce his wages for Fulham to proceed. Fabrizio adds, Napoli has been offered the chance to sign Raheem Sterling and has asked on deal conditions. Let's see what they decide. Despite reported proposal from Nyon FC, Al Hilal and Bayer Leverkusen, Sterling remains reluctant to relocate abroad. He prioritized staying close to home when he joined Chelsea, so making a foreign move is highly unlikely. Fulham has made an initial inquiry, though interest hasn't turned out concrete yet. However, they would only progress if Sterling agrees a wage reduction. Chelsea won't proceed otherwise. Chelsea prefer a permanent exit, which also requires Sterling to reduce his wage for Fulham to proceed. Napoli has formally offered the chance to sign Sterling, likely on a loan basis, although Chelsea are pushing for a permanent deal. Interest from Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus reportedly exists, but not reached serious stages, particularly given Sterling reluctance to move abroad. Chelsea asking price is commonly seated around 20 to 25 million euros, roughly 20 million pounds for a permanent transfer. Sterling wages is a major barrier, and few clubs can match that, especially domestically. Fulham find it prohibitive unless he takes a cut. Chelsea prefer a sell over another loan. Given the failure of Sterling Arsenal loan spell, Napoli could offer Champions League football, but persuading Sterling to relocate to Italy is uncertain. Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus' interest remain speculative at best. Fulham appears to be the most logical option if Sterling reduces his wage and Chelsea accept their bid. Napoli are in the picture, but the logistics and Sterling preference makes it less likely. Other European clubs may remain in the mix, only if institutional compromises are made over salary. Given his emphasis playing close to London when he signed for Chelsea, a move within England fits his personal criteria at best. Sterling needs regular minutes to ignite his international hope ahead of the 2026 World Cup, and Fulham could offer that platform without uprooting his life. Chelsea want to recoup value from a player leaving Maresca's plan. Sterling at 30 is no longer viewed as a future call, making a permanent sell the most only viable exit. A move to Fulham is emerging as the most viable option. And speaking of Fulham, they have made formal approach for Kenan Dewsbury-Hall. According to Ben Jacobs, Fulham has made a formal approach to Kenan Dewsbury-Hall from Chelsea. It follows an inquiry from West Ham earlier in the window. Chelsea value Dewsbury-Hall as a squad player, not a name they are actively looking to sell, but an exit is possible at the right price. Would need to be more than 30 million pounds Chelsea paid for Leicester. Fulham has formally approached Chelsea for Dewsbury-Hall following earlier interest from West Ham. This isn't speculative, it's official. Chelsea currently view him as a valuable squad option. They are actively not looking to sell, but will consider offers above 30 million pounds they paid for him last summer. Any bid must exceed the original 30 million pounds fee, with estimated pointing towards 35 million or more to trigger Chelsea willingness to part ways. Despite 36 total appearances, including winning the Conference League and Club World Cup, Dewsbury-Hall started just twice in the Premier League. The stacked midfield featuring Caicedo, Esugo, Lavia, Santos, Palmer, breaking into Maresca's first team will be tough. But under Marco Silva, Dewsbury-Hall fits exactly what the cartridge needs. A durable box-to-box engine with European experience stepping into a more central role at Craven Cottage. But Fulham must stable a bit higher than 30 million, and Chelsea will assess if the fee justifies selling a reliable squad asset. If Dewsbury-Hall weighs guarantees minutes and a prominent role versus a bench depth at Stamford Bridge, and if Fulham meets the fee and Dewsbury-Hall sees clear minutes, this could be a perfect fit for all parties involved. And now here is the latest on João Hato. According to ever reliable Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea want to spend £34 million, but Ajax wants more. The negotiation is ongoing. The player wants to go and told Ajax the Premier League is his dream, and Chelsea feels strong in this story. My feeling is the deal happens. Like Fabrizio said, Chelsea have stabled £34 million for Ajax teenager João Hato. Ajax has rejected the initial bid and understood to be asking significantly more, potentially up to 50 to 60 million euros in line with the evaluation. While Ajax reportedly wish to retain Hato, they have made it clear they are open to sell if the right fee arrives. And the fact they sent a counter offer shows talks are active. Personal terms has already been agreed. and Hato has informed Ajax he wants to join Chelsea. He missed their preseason match, a sign of things shifting. The player is reportedly clear. The Premier League is his dream and he sees Stamford Bridge as his next step. This puts Chelsea in an advantageous position. A club with personal terms and a motivated player tend to gain leverage in negotiation. Chelsea feels strong in this story. Despite the price gap, the momentum is with the Blues, thanks to progress on personal terms and Hato's desire to join. With expected departure and competition at the back, Ben Chilwell and Renato Vega, Chelsea urgently needs positional depth and long-term planning. But now, what happens next? Negotiation continue. Chelsea must bridge the gap to Ajax valuation. Ajax must decide if they keep or cash in, depending on an offer nearing 50 million euros. If both parties realign on the price, Hato could be signed before Coban preseason training resumes. If Chelsea close this one, they will land a defender with both profile and personality to plug into the future on their terms. And now, after Alexander Isak confirms to Newcastle that he's exploring his option, Newcastle has been in crisis mode. And according to Greg Hope, Newcastle have added Nicholas Jackson to their list of attacking targets as they scramble to plug the potential void. With Isak leaning towards exit, Newcastle are weighing several forward replacements. On their radar is Chelsea Nicholas Jackson, a player with Premier League experience and a scoring record that on paper impress. Interest is reportedly real, but Jackson's valuation at Chelsea and Newcastle need to raise funds complicates matters. Chelsea wants 50 million plus, with many reports suggest even 80 to 100 million pounds. Meanwhile, Newcastle reportedly value Isak at 150 million pounds. Jackson has fallen down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge. After Enzo Maresca signed João Pedro, Leon Delap, Chelsea appeared willing to consider offers. Not because they want to, but because tactics are shifted. He starts 30 goals and 12 assists in 81 appearances across 2 seasons, with flashes of brilliance such as hat-trick against Tottenham and vital goals in European competition. But injuries and 2 red cards, one against Newcastle this season, has clouded his consistency. And Newcastle is currently facing the loss of Isak and lack of proven depth. Jackson offers power, Premier League experience, physicality, and importantly, a name on the book. Chelsea price tag between 50 to 100 million, depending on sources. A high anchor, citing potential and contract length until 2023. Jackson isn't cheap. Newcastle will need to raise money, especially if Isak leaves. But pushing Chelsea's valuation may be unworkable without player exchange or extreme financial compromise. There is speculative talk of a potential Isak-Jackson swap, but the financial gulf may make it complicated. Can Newcastle strike a deal under Chelsea's valuation? Could a loan with obligation of structured payment soften the blow? Will Jackson want a move, especially given a prior disciplinary incident into an unsettled project? And there are talks that Manchester United and Aston Villa are also monitoring his situation, which may impact negotiations. Isak wants out, Newcastle scramble, Chelsea may cash in, because Jackson could be a wild card. He offers Premier League experience, physicality and pedigree. Newcastle need reinforcement and Jackson is suddenly under the spotlight as a realistic target. And now let's talk about João Félix. A few days ago, it was Benfica resigning João Félix, but now Nassr has emerged with a concrete offer. According to Fabrizio, Nassr has sent a proposal deal to Chelsea for João Félix. The agreement is close as final details are set to be discussed in the next 24 to 48 hours. Ben Jacob adds, Nassr are closing to sign João Félix from Chelsea after outbidding Benfica. Talks have advanced this weekend. Chelsea said to receive over 40 million pounds. Just a few days ago, Benfica were looking close to bring João Félix home, negotiating for a 20-25 million pounds deal for 50% of his economic rights. And personnel terms are reportedly done. But Benfica's budget appear capped around 25 million euros, which is below Chelsea's valuation, putting their bid at a disadvantage. Chelsea reportedly wants at least 40 million euros, so Benfica offer has stalled. And now Nassr has taken the lead, sending a formal bid that exceeds Benfica's. And negotiation advancing swiftly. Chelsea believe they will get over 40 million pounds, bringing more financial clarity. Benfica were previously in advanced talk, as per Fabrizio, with Jorge Mendes facilitating communication, but couldn't meet Chelsea financial demands. Benfica's president even stated the club couldn't afford Félix's contract or Chelsea's demand. Meanwhile, Félix is clearly not in Maresca's plan and is training among Chelsea's surplus squad. Nassr's proposal reportedly beats Benfica's and align closer to Chelsea's required threshold. They can also absorb Félix's high wages, no restructuring needed. With domestic and Portuguese options stalling, Nassr has emerged as the likely buyer. if deal materialized within the next 48 hours. Félix moves permanently to Real, freeing up a squad spot and wages for incoming talents like Hato and xavi. And now, according to Fabrizio, I can now confirm Nassr has agreed a deal to sign João Félix from Chelsea. Here we go. And just like that, it's done. João Félix is set to leave Chelsea, this time permanently. The Saudi side has reached a full agreement with the Blues, and structure of the deal: initial 30 million plus add-on plus a heavy sell-on clause that could push the total package to 50 million valuation in the future. The player has authorized the move and his medical has been scheduled. Félix will fly out soon to complete the switch to the Middle East. A surprising twist, especially after Benfica were so close, but Chelsea has cashed in and João Félix is heading to Nassr. Paperwork is being prepared. If it lands, this deal could help Chelsea clear a high-earning outcast and accelerate their rebuild under Enzo Maresca. And now, in a shocking move, Chelsea touched down Turan with a clear mission, not for scouting, not for dialogue. They came to buy Kenan Yildiz. According to reports in Italy, Chelsea arrived in Italy in recent days for Kenan Yildiz. Their move was substantial and concrete, at least 65 to 68 million euros. Chelsea listened to Juventus, but the message was simple and clear: Kenan Yildiz is not for sale. Chelsea's offer, reportedly at least 65 million euros, was a financial statement. As much as a transfer offer, they know Maresca is seeking multi-positioner forward. And Yildiz fits that profile. A 20-year-old Turkish international capable of orchestrating from midfield or cutting in as a wide forward. And Juventus' retaliation was: Kenan Yildiz is not for sale. They view him as a cornerstone asset, issuing a public rebuff to Chelsea and other suitors. They plan another contract extension, pushing his salary up to 3.5 to 4 million net, solidifying their intention to build around him. This is a shock move for Chelsea. We already have Kopama, João Pedro, Leon Delap, Jamie Gittins, plus Xavi approaching. Yet Maresca sees values in further options. Yildiz offers tactical fluidity, positional IQ, and a club-level maturity beyond his years. In a squad balancing short or long-term needs, Yildiz represents a mixture of today's cover and tomorrow's cornerstone. If Juve hold firm, it's a clear rejection. If they cave later, it may be Chelsea who wins the long game. This is a tactical genius on paper, a gamble in process. But one thing is certain: Chelsea feels strong, even if Juventus feels unmovable. And now that is the video. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Good.